This is my very loyal dog. He is extremely loyal to Marybeth. He would follow her anywhere. We are a little limited on things we can do because of Fluffy's current back issues and his exercise restrictions, but the cart does extend the number of things he can do, and he seems to kind of be okay with it. It's like going in the car and he's with his people. It is quite breezy closer to the water, but we can actually see mountains today. We're just doing a little Homer tour. This is kind of a little beachy, artsy neighborhood. Got some coffee and pastries from this really adorable little bakery called the Two Sisters Bakery, and Homer is just charming. I really like it. It's another one of those places where I think I could live here. The weather might be a thing. A lot of stuff isn't open yet, so we're gonna head up the road just a minute and go see something that's open. A local store that has lots of local Alaskan stuff, and actually looks pretty cool. And I say that as not a shopper. It looks like a pretty cool store. This store has way too much really good stuff. Nomar. This is a store I absolutely should not have gone in because I have now a new, very expensive and wonderful Alaskan-made rain and wind shell and a new bag. I did need these things and they're really good, but and I recommend them. But they were not inexpensive. Now we're going to go visit a museum. I don't know what museum this is.
This is the Pratt Museum.
This is the Pratt
Museum.
Museum. Aha! What kind of things do they have at the Pratt Museum? No idea.
Planted to mimic the types of plants that you would see if you went across to the Kachemak Bay State Park.
They do have a lovely little botanical garden out front. Oh, look at these shooting stars. They look very healthy. Some bog plants in the botanic garden. What are these? I love them. They're very nice. They have little signs telling you what everything is, except for those little blue things. If you know what those little blue things are, leave a comment. It seems to be kind of a mix between like a natural history museum, kind of pioneer history museum, Native Peoples history museum, and art museum. Kind of all in one. We're headed back out onto the spit. This appears to be the junkyard of the spit. I think there's some sort of story about it, but I don't know. It's cool. Cool old stuff. I have my new jacket on because it's kind of windy, and we are checking out some of the shops on the spit. This is the world famous Salty Dog Saloon. Not sure we're really gonna need to go to the saloon. But this is very pleasant, walking around the spit and checking out the shops and stuff. I was just thinking that this would be very different experience when one of the big cruise ships stops here and drops off 1,000 people. It's very pleasant today. Not very many people. It's a bit breezy though. The mountains still all have their heads in a cloud, but it is still so nice to have sunshine. This is a ferry map of the area, and we are right out here on the spit, and all the ferry lines you can take out from the spit. And one we really wanted to do was to come out here, or is it up here?
Right here, this is
right here. Right here to Ketchimack State Park and do this glacier trail. But Fluffy, we gotta take care of Fluffy, and he can't do the glacier trail. Dogs are allowed in the park, but he's in no condition to go hiking, so we're shopping. And the spit seems to be mostly kind of tourist trap shops, but it is a working harbor as well. And I don't know, we have been able to find stuff that we want in the tourist trap shops. We are back at the beach because it's low tide, and apparently there's cool things in the tide pools. All right, Fluffy's gonna wait in his cart. He didn't want to wait in the cart. He doesn't want to be away from his auntie. You see anything interesting in the tide pool? Lots of barnacles. Crab parts. There's little anemone looking things. Ah! He just caught some kelp. He's grabbing kelp. You're a goofball. Not seeing a lot in the tide pools. The idea of searching around the tide pools when the tide goes out is to find little critters, and we're finding some dead crabs and barnacles so far, but apparently some people have found some little tiny octopuses, octopi, multiple of an octopus. You don't want to drink that. This is my very loyal dog. He is extremely loyal to Marybeth. He would follow her anywhere. Fluffy's getting his little chariot ride back to the car. Obviously he can walk, but this is a little far for him. Good morning, everybody. We're still in Homer. The sun has come out and we could actually see the mountains at breakfast this morning. And now we are headed back toward Anchorage because it's almost time for Marybeth to go home. But we're gonna see some stuff along the way now that the sun is out and we can actually see some stuff. You are raring to go, aren't you?
You feeling good this morning, buddy?
It says I'm feeling pretty good. I wanna go outside and go do things. He definitely is feeling better, but he is also definitely still on exercise restriction. So he gets to do a little bit of walking, but it is limited. And he would like to walk more, but if he overdoes it, then we're gonna be right back at square one. So we've gotta restrict how much walking around he's doing. We're all packed up. Fluffy dog's packed up. A roar har.
Roar!
We stopped for a minute at the same viewpoint we stopped at on the way into town. And you can see a lot more today. The clouds are starting to gather, but at the moment it's still nice and sunny. They're really far away, but we can actually see the mountains and volcanoes across Cook's Inlet today. These are just some more mountains that we couldn't see on our way here. They're lovely. On the way to Homer and Seward, we tried to get a look at this lake, but there was so much cloudy weather that it was really hard to see anything. This is called Kenai Lake on the Kenai Peninsula. And presumably it flows into the world famous Kenai River. And it is, of course, beautiful as all things are here. It's just, everything is breathtaking. You figure it out that it works better when you're parallel to the waves. It works a little better. We are back in the vicinity of Portage Glacier and are making decisions. The weather is a lot better than it was when we were here last, but it's not great. It is raining and there's some wind. So we're deciding whether we're gonna take a little hike or not. We've been doing our homework and it looks like the hike is not fluffy doable and would take a while, kind of too long to leave him in the car. And there's a ferry that goes from the visitor center to the glacier, but the last one just went out for the day. So we're not seeing Portage Glacier, which is a bummer because that looks really cool. Instead, we are driving down to Whittier, which is just down the road. And we have to go through like a 2-mile tunnel to get there. And it's supposed to be a really scenic drive. It's gonna be cloudy, but hopefully we'll see some stuff. Hi there! You guys take cards?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. Kind of interesting that it's like triangle.
Well, and that we've got the train tracks.
Oh, there are the train tracks going through it. Here we go.
On the train tracks. Interesting.
Yeah, this is totally interesting. This is a tunnel. This is like...
It's 2 miles.
It's obviously kind of dark, but this is a cool tunnel. It's really tall because trains, but it's really skinny because it's made for trains. And you can only go one way in it at a time. Like cars can go one way and then they stop it if there's a train or if cars need to go the other way. This is a cool tunnel. This is the coolest tunnel I've been in so far. It just keeps going.
For 2 miles.
2 miles. Stop red blinking light. Left when you need it. Red blinky light in combination with the sound
I know.
coming in. I'm like,
Oh.
that's concerning. Just don't go straight down the train track. Yeah, that's what that means. I mean, it kind of looks like that's the end of Whittier. Like that's
Yeah, it's not a very big place.
that's it. Whittier is a teeny town with just a big port and some boating charter businesses and stuff. That's out to the ocean, Prince William Sound, and there's just waterfalls coming down the mountains all around. And there's a big glacier as we just came into town that we'll try to get a picture of when we get on the way out. And apparently that apartment building is where basically everybody who works here lives, in that apartment building. Marybeth's doing her Whittier research and discovered that about 80% of the population lives in that apartment building. And then a really old building over here used to hold soldiers. Buckner building? The Buckner building.
Buckner building, yeah.
Used to house soldiers. All right, folks, that is Whittier. A very tiny town where just about everybody lives in one building, and a town that was built to protect this area from the Japanese during World War II. That's the only reason it exists. That's kind of interesting because it's really small, and nowadays you can go kayaking or take boat tours here, and maybe some hikes. That's about it, but you have two cold and hungry travelers. So we're heading back through the tunnel, and we're hoping to get a good look at this glacier. Hopefully there's a wait at the tunnel so we can look at this cool glacier up here. There are so many waterfalls coming down these mountains. It looks like Hawaii. Sleepy fluff. We were able to get a pretty cool look at that glacier. I don't know what glacier that is, but it's a cool glacier. And now we have a bit of a wait before we can go through the tunnel again. And I really appreciate Starlink right now because we can doom scroll while we wait. Finally our turn to go back through the tunnel.
A little creepier now that I saw a train coming the other way.
It is a little creepier now. I'm like, aren't the tracks hot? Woo, we made it. So this is Girdwood, and it's not that far from Anchorage, and I'm guessing a ski town because we're staying at the Ski Inn, and it's really cute. It's looks like a little old ski town. There's a restaurant right across the street, two restaurants right across the street. Marybeth is learning the delights of climbing on the roof to get your luggage off of there. Right behind our Airbnb is this great little park for walking Fluffy Dog with mountain views and lovely flowers and a nice place for Fluffy to poop. This is ridiculously cute. Ah, there we go. There we go. Oh, cute. Big bathroom. I look forward to taking a shower in here.
We're living in luxury on our last night.
All right, guys, we're gonna get settled in. It's been a long day on the road. We have been disappointed by how few moose we have seen on this journey. I kind of expected to be like tripping over moose in Alaska, and we've seen 3, and 1 was dead. But maybe I'll see more down the road, and I think that's it for tonight. We'll see you guys in the morning. We're ready to go. We have our coffees. We have a fluffy dog. And it's time to head to Anchorage. It's a pretty gray and rainy day for Marybeth's last day in Alaska. But I do suspect the rain has kept some of the mosquitoes at bay. So, looking for the positives. One more stop before we put Marybeth on a plane. We are visiting the Alaska Native Heritage Center, which is good because I know nothing about such things. This is a clan house of, oh goodness, I'm gonna try to pronounce Yak-Tlinglik-Haida. There are so many different peoples that lived in Alaska, and even in kind of the same parts of Alaska, and I really need to look up how to pronounce their names because none of the signs ever give you pronunciation. We're gonna walk inside. You gotta duck down. Pretty impressive totems. The structures we're about to see were people who were in the Aleutian Islands area. And they are very protected shelters because there's some very seriously, very serious weather in the Aleutian Islands. Alrighty. Bye, Fluffy! Alright guys, we have dropped Marybeth off at the airport and she is headed back home to sunny Colorado and her kitty cats, and we're headed to Palmer because I found a place to stay in Palmer where we can stay with the fluffy dog and I don't have to think about reorganizing all of this to get it back to camping shape. And I want to thank all of you guys for coming along with us. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button and you'll get to see more. We'll see you down the road.